Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Ted, hanging out with some of the crew here.
Dave.
Nate.
And today we're going to do Dungeons and Dragons Monsters, the Yuan-Ti, 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 however you want to pronounce it. Dave, where can we find it?
We can find it in the Monster Manual, page 307. Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to start off with my first, kind of gripe about the Yuan-Ti is like their names are messed up. You got the purebloods at the bottom of the rank and the abominations at the top of the rank. It's screwed me up.
And the mayonnaise in the middle. I mean the malison.
It screwed me up through every single edition. So there's my gripe aside. So Yuan-Ti, what do we think about it?
They're great as that creepy serpent cult, dark worshiping, god worshiping snake people thing.
My first impression on reading the 305 write up, 307 write up, is like, yes, a humanoid-esque kind of creature that I don't feel could ever really be like that good guy. Like I always feel they're doing something nasty, and you just
they're really
Yuan-Ti,
bad.
kill it.
Okay, let's turn to page 307 and look at the last sentence. The Yuan-Ti strive for ascension and are willing to commit the darkest atrocities to achieve it. There you go. Yeah. They are evil. They make no compunctions about it.
And it's been a slow transformation. It's not just like, oh, this is the culture that they teach you. No, it's like it's an alien mindset. It is what they are.
Yeah, I mean, this is another monster that can be very Lovecraftian in the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
The cold one kind of mindset is definitely another, and the alienness of it is another Lovecraftian theme that's used throughout those stories a lot.
Right.
Now they say deserts, swamps, and jungles. I could definitely see these as a subterranean monster as well.
Yeah, pretty much. I think anywhere. I feel like anywhere you could find a snake, you could find these guys hanging out.
Yeah.
Or remnants of their civilization.
So the nice thing about them, introducing them into your campaign, you can introduce them right from the bat with the purebloods.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can kind of like start the intrigue that way.
Yeah, you can find one in the city, in a town, on your walk. They could be with a merchant caravan while you're going someplace.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole bunch of ways, and as soon as you find out, you're like, hey, this isn't a regular person. What's going on?
What's up with those snake eyes?
Or this person just told me to get them something, and I kind of felt compelled to do it. What's going on here?
And since like they're typically beautiful females, and they just have a slight little.
Does it actually
giveaway.
say they're usually female?
Yeah,
I missed that part.
They closely resemble. Oh no! It doesn't say female. I
just being a sexist again.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, there's a picture of a female.
I've never seen a pureblood, listed as a male. So it's just, I made that jump. Sorry, my bad.
They like to always show the female pureblood, I guess, for whatever reason. But no, so it really does. Like you could start off in a low level campaign where they're kind of like starting to like infiltrate a community or a settlement or society as a whole, and you can really start off with the purebloods and a cult, a cult led by a pureblood,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could really go, you can eke that out for 1 to 5 levels easy as a campaign arc where you keep introducing it and different levels of intrigue. Maybe the people they're converting to their religion, maybe they don't even really know the true nature of the Yuan-Ti. Like
you could like totally have it like where they think they're worshiping a blood demon.
You could totally do that.
You could also have it where it's like some kind of power and wisdom snake is the symbol of the deity, and they don't really know that it's an actual snake god.
I feel like snake cults they feel evil to me.
Yeah.
Well, actually, all cults do. Like, there's never the cult of the fluffy bunny. Like you just secretly want to do good.
Then it becomes a major religion. Everyone loves it.
Yeah. So it's always the
bunny?
dark. It's always the dark undertones.
Yeah.
And so maybe the cult has different levels, whereas as they get closer to the top tiers, they get to be like, oh yeah, we want to be turned into snake people too. Yay!
And they're not. It's not always they are evil and they've got that kind of, how can I use this person, or can I interrogate them or use them as a sacrifice? but they can still do outwardly good things, but it's all about deception.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have this pureblood do good things for these people, but it's just really to get them further.
Well, it's a trick.
Yeah, it's a trick. It's trickery and it's manipulation.
You gotta get them to bite the bait, man.
Yeah. Got to put out the right bait.
So that being said, how do we use the Yuan-Ti?
Well, I mean,
you had a good start with the pureblood being a leader of a snake cult. Just commoners and regular people, and maybe a few, upward. Maybe there's a few purebloods that run it.
Yeah, so you could do it for a while too before they even encounter the purebloods. It's the cult, maybe the king's advisor or whatever is one of the cultists or something.
Mm-hmm.
Some trail that leads back to the cult. And then eventually, you get to the upper echelons of the cult, where, oh wait a minute, they're no longer meeting in the basements in the town or the city, but they're actually going underground to these hidden temples. Right. And you completely got the snake theme all up in that John.
You could have it, where then they encounter, the malisons who are straight up, biting the quote unquote worthy and seeing if they go through some kind of transformation. And you died from the poison. Well, you clearly weren't worthy,
and you were just a sacrifice.
In
that way.
Or you could totally have it where more Yuan-Ti are being created that way, depending upon how you want it to happen. But as Nate says, if they totally just want them to be sacrifices to further the
that's
goals.
That's selling the sizzle. You could be like us, but really you're just going to be a sacrifice because especially if you're like Dawn of the Milkmaid, you're not going to live through this bite attack.
Yeah. So
with the poison.
So once they actually manage to thwart the cult, either there's going to be some kind of clue as to where the Yuan-Ti came from, or somebody's going to get away and they can go track it back to a larger settlement, and have to pretty much try to either kill them or run them out of the area.
Or what if the party captures a religious thing that is actually significant to the Yuan-Ti?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to want it back, so it can go the other way too.
That's true.
Where oh no, you've just made enemies because you got the special dagger that's their favorite dagger to sacrifice people with.
Right.
It's got the snake head on the end and it's got the perfect wave. It's really hard to get that. when you're a sacrificing to a deity, you got to do it right. You can't use junk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So they also have this weird thing where they had they pre-canned 3 deities for you.
Oh yeah, you have what is it? Dendar, Mershulk, and Seth.
Good job on the Mershulk person.
And oddly enough, their Seth has 2 S's.
Yes. Unlike Seth Green.
Unlike.
I think it's so you definitely get this out of that.
Is there an Egyptian god, Seth?
Set.
Yeah, I know there's Set. I just feel like I've seen that somewhere else.
Could it be right here?
It could be. It's always a possibility.
Could have been your book.
But which is easy. It's interesting when the different takes. It's like the one deity is we have to keep feeding it the fear of humanity so it can eat the world. The other one is, we have to keep sacrificing it till we wake it up.
Yeah, it's taking a nap right now.
And then there's the impersonator who's like, yeah, I may or may not have eaten the other one.
Yeah. may or may have not eaten that sleeping deity. But, I was hungry.
Like,
I didn't have a Snickers.
Well, sometimes you just got to eat that deity.
So, so again, there's the religious themes that you can bring in, where you could actually have the cultists worshiping one of those deities. So you can use the cultist fanatics right from the back of the monster manual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
fits right in with that. I mean, you could absolutely slap a cultist type template on top of one of the other types and make it a little bit stronger, give them a little more things that it could do with spellcasting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the upper echelons, the abominations themselves are kind of badass.
Oh yeah.
Well, and both the middle tier and the abominations have advantage on saves.
Right. Well, they all have advantage.
Yeah, they all.
Oh,
they're
they
all
do
resistant.
even the little one. Wow.
Even the little one.
Wow.
So the thing that I like about these guys is, there's enough there that you can use the Yuan-Ti totally as the central story arc for your game, or they can be put in as a hey, here's an
adventure for the night or two.
So it's like, oh, do the players bite on something or not? Then it's like, oh well, they didn't do the story arc, so what's going to happen in the town now?
Dude, did any of you guys, right, when you're reading Yuan-Ti, did you guys think about what I was thinking about?
I don't know. What were you thinking about?
Snake hands?
No, dude. Freaking Conan, man. False of Doom. 2 snakes like this.
No, I totally didn't go down that road.
I went my mind right there. Because, you're talking, because right away I'm thinking cults.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the False of Doom was definitely a snake cult.
Oh, absolutely.
And
but they didn't have snake heads.
No, they didn't. They didn't actually have the thing. They did have a giant snake, though.
Yeah.
And again,
that could have been an abomination.
It could have been if it had arms.
Well, no. The abomination can shape change.
Shape change, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it definitely any snake-like monster fits in really good with these guys as well. Any of your giant snakes or any kind of snakes, really. In the back of the book, you got giant snakes, the constrictor ones, the vipers, the flying snakes.
Not the coalts, though. I don't think they're going to go well with the coalt.
No, what about a corrupted one?
Oh.
A corrupted
messenger
quote.
Of Seth.
Yeah, a corrupted quote that
since he's a flying snake.
That a corrupted quote that is actually leading the cult and the religion. Like, I mean, who's gonna turn down that guy? And they actually talk about a winged Yuan-Ti. Being the one to bring the religion or do something.
Yeah, he was the one that they say Seth appeared as a winged Yuan-Ti.
Yeah, as an avatar of Marshak.
Right.
So one of these guys being corrupted, and leading them would not be a far stretch at all. What's the CR on those guys?
So the coal's only a 4, so that's actually
less than the
abomination. So what if you actually had a qualt or a group of qualts that were like being forced to work with them because of some greater like
I think I like it better where they're like corrupted somehow though, and like I mean, but you could do a group of them as a cabal. And they're also spell. Are they still spellcasters in this edition?
Oh yeah, they got at will, detect evil, detect magic, detect thoughts 3 times a day, bless, create food, water, cure wounds, lesser restoration, protection from poison, sanctuary, shield, once a day, dream, greater restoration, and scrying.
Wow, so they can even give like boons to people, like healing them, and
I would swap out their spells.
Oh yeah, if you had a corrupted one, you could totally change that to inflict, poison, all these other kinds of nasty evil things.
Go with the darker things, and if you wanted this to be your main bad, and you're like you wanted the abominations to bow down to it, you could always just bump it up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
you just increase the CR.
Oh yeah, especially because the abominations are pretty ridiculous on their own. But you're looking at, you could take like the snake cult from like 1st level all the way up past 10th if you're going to go with that like a buffed up one of those guys being the leader, definitely.
Well, I mean, you could you could go to 20 if you really wanted to. You can reskin demons and dragons and all kinds of things to make to make that serpent theme keep going.
Oh, absolutely.
Although at that point you'd be like, oh my god, and not
more serpents! Oh my god, please just make it stop.
So you'd have to break it up a little. But
wait, can we just end this game and worship these guys? Can we join?
Be like snakes on a game.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but no, like it's definitely, I like those monsters where you go, oh, I can build a campaign around this. This could be a problem that spans a whole entire empire.
Yeah, this is a ready-made, campaign from start to finish, epic level.
You could, if the conspiracies are running really deep and they're infiltrating all kinds of places. You know, there's enough magic flowing around.
And they're
political
sentient,
intrigue.
so you have the ability to do, you know, out of combat and in combat role playing. So there can be that kind of stuff. You could totally have like the PCs get captured by these guys and having to escape
before they get sacrificed.
before they get
Before
sacrificed. So
But not
maybe-
before they're tortured to feed the fear to the one.
Oh, of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
yeah. Got to go that route. So there's plenty of fun stuff that can be done here. So, you know, all you guys out there and gals, if you would, who said, please do the Yuan-Ti.
That's
There you go.
Nerdarchy's take on the Yuan-Ti. We slithered all the way through this one.
So let us know what you think. If you know you've used them or they've been used against you and you have any cool stories, feel free to put them down in the comments below. While you're doing that, feel free to like, share, subscribe.
And in case you guys don't know, we are now on Patreon. So if you want to help us out, even if you throw us $1 or $2 a month, that would be hugely appreciated.
And you can find that as well as a whole bunch of articles over on nerdarchy.com.
So until next time, stay nerdy.